Keyword. Uh, Give me 1 second. Keyword is legacy. We may see it, we may not see it anymore. DVIs and VGAs kind of been, um, out of pocket for the last 20 years. No, I would say 10. I would say 10. Um, I was still using some VGA cables. And the thing about VGA cables is that they're going back up in prices. Like they really want $20 at Office Depot for one VGA cable. But either way, um, these are video cables that are typically being phased out by HDMIs and display ports. So older technology may have these. So if you run across these in an environment, and don't get me wrong, when you get into the IT field, you will run across some old technology where they're just going to your client is going to expect for you to know what this is and then how to fix it. And sometimes this stuff just doesn't work with other things. Um, SCSI ports. These are typically going to be on old school printers and scanners. Um, if you have been into a car dealership, you may seen this connector on a printer that they use carbon copies on, and this printer is old school because it uses that it prints on three different shades of paper. This is typically what they're going to use as a connector, SCSI. So small computer system interface, but it's pronounced that. So whenever, and the thing about CompTIA is that they will use the acronym 9 times out of 10. They will expect for you to understand what SCSI is. So please keep that in mind. Yes, perfect. Um, the HVAC system. Sometimes the older technologies, especially when it comes to those industrial tools, they may not have a manufacturer to actually upgrade the actual material uh devices. So that's the problem that I'm working with. I work for an industrial employer, and we have a lot of out of date legacy technology. And so, from a cybersecurity standpoint, it puts us at risk every day just because we can't upgrade it. We can't upgrade the computer on the conveyor belt because then the conveyor belt stops. And if we stop the conveyor belt, then we don't get out. We make raid bottles for the spray raid. If we don't have the conveyor belt running, then raid doesn't put out their bottles. So we have to keep that running, but we just have to come up with different compensating controls to make it secure. RS 232s. These are different devices that may use these communication pieces. Last time I seen this was for actual routers and firewalls, the actual appliance to be put into the rack. In order to connect it, you will have one side that's a 232, and the other side will be a USB port that plugs into your laptop. Okay. PS/2 keyboard and mouse. That goes back to similar to our color coded sound card. So that PS/2 will typically have different ports or different inputs for our mouse and um, a keyboard. All right, last slide here. We got adapter cables. So sometimes these cables may have different ends on them, and we need these specialty cables in order to kind of bridge the technologies together. Sometimes we may have a HDMI to VGI or a HDMI to a display port. Sometimes we may have that USB C to a USB A. The thing about these hybrid types of adapters is that if the technology doesn't know how to use it, then it's kind of, I'm sorry, Sierra, go ahead. I'm sorry.
For the are we gonna have to know like how many pins? Like for the cables or?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I would say learn the pins and learn the speeds.
Okay. Pins and speeds. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. For the technology, for them to have a kind of like a hybrid system, if it doesn't know, if the technology or the device doesn't know how to interact with the input that's coming in from the USB-C, right? It may not respond to it at all. And so just keep those things in mind, that just because it has the end of one thing and the end for the other thing that you need doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to talk to each other all the time. Maybe the device is not built for that. All right. I know I went through a lot, but that's it for lesson 1. Oh, hold on. We got some pictures here. We went over all of these except for one, but I'm pretty sure everybody know what that is. No particular order. This is a simulation of a PBQ, performance based question. This is what CompTIA put in front of you. Maybe as like the first 5 questions will be like this, and they want you to drag and drop. They may give you a scenario and tell you to read the scenario and then drag and drop it in the proper spots. The only thing I want you to do is to look at the picture and just, anybody can tell me from the class, just tell me what it is and why do you know what it is. So let's go with this first one. Anybody, let me know what it is.
A disk drive.
Removable storage.
From my selections down here. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's removable. No, not removable storage. Yeah.
Are you pointing at something or?
Okay, the first one is the SATA drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see you, Mouse. Sorry.
My bad.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Why do we know that's a B? Why is that a SATA drive?
It has the disc on it.
Right.
Where the shape of it is a little smaller than the bigger one.
Okay. I'll take that. All right. Let's go with the next one right across from it.
Removable storage.
And why do we know that to be as such?
Because of the cable that's attached to it.
Okay. I'll take that. The cable's going to be our input. All right. Some of y'all may know what this is. Some of y'all may be too young for that.
Optical storage.
Optical storage.
Optical. So we didn't go over. I said it a couple of times.
Like a disk drive, CD drive.
But it is a disk drive. Okay. So we understand why it's storage. So for I don't know, and I'm not trying to be funny, but if you haven't worked with a writable disk, do we know how a writable disk kind of works? Right? It's really this is just this without the casing.
Right. It's like like when we used to copy those DVDs.
Right.
Yeah. You had the CDR and the CDRW.
Right.
Right.
I'm not trying to tell my age, but I did work in technology for 20 some years. So
okay. So let's go with these two green sticks over here.
RAM memory.
That's RAM.
And
it's a RAM.
What does RAM do?
It's a RAM to the
memory.
It's memory.
It stores
Extra memory.
Okay. And so obviously that'll leave us with
ESD wrist strap.
That's an ESD wrist strap, which is to protect the
it's a ground wire.
It's like a grounding system where actually you connect it onto yourself.
Yes.
Before you
electricity.
Stops the static
electricity. So you don't.
Yeah, it prevents static.
So what does ESD stand for?
Electrostatic.
Discharge.
Electrostatic discharge.
Electrical static discharge.
Doggone it. Y'all all right with me. All right. Hey, with that,